Okay, where were we? We were doing trim. Yeah, we were doing adding trim to the armor last stream. Is that the real at Zethros? I should hope so. Curious. Oh wait, we don't want the rivets. Get rid of rivets. That. Oh, that's from like the flute. So weird. You lazy is gaining traction with 8 signatures out of 1,000. Well, it's out of 100, right? You could say that he's about 10% of the way there. Gotta be careful. Like what? Yeah, we need to come up with a plan for what we need, what we'll do if he actually does get those votes. It was supposed to be 1,000. 100 could work. Oh, did he sneakily change it to 100 instead of 1,000? Well, if he does reach 100, I'll say you have to reach 1,000. Kind of cruel. Cruel and unusual punishment. The triple tacit design based on historical examples? Yeah, it is. That is. Whoa. This correctly somewhere. I should turn off topological. How is everyone today? Oh my god. Maybe we are cowards. I don't know. Like if you think about it, we are just like hiding behind uh hiding behind the status of moderator with sticks up our asses according to some. Exactly. Gotta keep an open mind. Like they could be right. I don't know about like power tripping on moderator powers, but the stick up the ass could be. Well, you never know. People have unusual fetishes. He's been at this for like a whole year, hasn't he? Maybe like a little less than a year. Can't remember. Been 9,000 years. It does feel like a whole year at this point. He's definitely started before quarantine, right? Like before the whole end times worldwide server event pandemic. 2 months away from being a full year. Wow. What'd he do? Uh, well, usually we don't talk about like what people do to their backs. It's a bit rude. I mean, he like it was just like behavioral stuff, really, kind of being an ass and off topic. And then, I mean, we just like told him this. We told him to just like stop, quit it, and then he kept going on. And then now he calls us cowards every now and then. It's good fun. I really get the rush of banning people. Makes me feel powerful. It makes up for my insecurities. I told him once that if he apologized uh, to me and the community for being kind of an ass, then I'd let him back in to the server. And then he told, and then he called me a coward after that. So I was like, okay, okay. Like personally, I don't, I don't care that he calls me a coward. I think it's actually kind of funny. But the main reason why I don't unban him is because he didn't apologize to the community. Like, I don't care if he calls me a coward, but like if he acts like an ass and off topic, if we let him back in, then that's not something I want to deal with. That's not something you guys should have to deal with. Oh shit, I forgot to duplicate as buttocks is out in the open. Yeah. Want this bit here. Yeah, he called me coward during one of my live streams. I think if you look very early on into like my first couple of streams, I think you'd hear me be like, "What? Who is this guy?" And me coward. You gotta think like, why coward of all insults they can choose? You pick the least offending one. I wouldn't say he's the epitome of shitty people. We've had much shittier people in the past. Off Topic used to be like a Nazi death cult before we got like Mercs and a couple other mods, Parko and Hope, on board. It was really the Wild West. It was like 4chan number 2, but maybe more cringy than 4chan, honestly. What's up with all the talk about the exiles? Oh, just uh, fun gossip behind people's backs. Yeah, sometimes things just get to a point where you gotta call them out for their behavior. So there's one day I was like, all right, guys, enough with this far right bullshit. You guys gotta go talk about politics somewhere else. So they all went off to their safe space, their little kitty hidey holes. So then they can talk about genocide and whatever else, safe from the prying eyes of righteous people. I feel like this server got put better when you open Orlex server. Oh, is that where all the band people go now? They just go to Orlex server? Where is Orlek, by the way? I haven't seen him in forever. At least it's not on the Discord. I guess he just hangs out there now too. Yeah, it makes sense. There really isn't any point to the Exanima server until around updates. Get that update hype going. I still remember when I like started changing my name around like it's happening and stuff like that. People are going crazy. Discord server is being spammed by like all these people uh cheering for the update. Yeah, that was fun. Moderating is like a thankless job. We really got to get into a position, like Bare Metal needs to get into a position as a company to where we can actually pay our moderators. Because right now our moderators are just community members who volunteer their time. So it literally is a thankless job. But yeah, we definitely do appreciate you guys. And by we, I think I can speak for the whole of Bare Metal. Will the armor be uploaded to my art station? Probably. I usually do a turntable and a couple of screenshots after the high poly is done. Although this project would be a good opportunity for me to improve my presentation skills. I might like just pose the armor and then render it with better lighting and materials. Maybe do some depth of field, uh, other other camera effects. Like I know how to do this stuff, I just don't really bother because I'm too busy actually making the stuff to present it. Yeah, presentation is kind of everything, and I feel like I might have forgotten that. I should go to present my work better. Yeah, I totally get how communities would be scared by their moderators. If you have a really bad moderator and you have people who don't care that the moderator is bad, then it leads to a really bad situation very fast. Like, you guys remember like Warframe's moderators? I don't know if anyone plays Warframe or has played it, but a while back, they had a lot of drama with their moderators. Like, I don't want that kind of shit to happen in Exanima. Yeah, and that's why this it's really important to have like direct um at least I think it's important to have direct contact with your player base as a developer. Like, even though we spend our entire days making the game, the players are the ones who come back from school or from work or from wherever and then spend upwards of, I remember when I was like in school, I'd spend easily 6 hours a day just playing World of Warcraft. So that's a good chunk of your life that's being dictated by a game developer, at least a game developer's work. So it's really important to have that connection there. You think we need more mods? Mm, maybe in the future. It seems to be working out all right so far. I haven't actually had to ban anyone this entire year. It's pretty awesome. That's one of the reasons why I really petitioned Maddock to add a moderator bot to the server. Although I don't know if all of the functions are working properly at the moment. And I was hoping for a bit more automation on the robots part. Like, just I was hoping there's like a feature where if someone's excessively swearing or something, the bot would detect that and send out a warning. Or just something like that. Make a moderating a bit easier. Yeah, and Maddock is unfortunately too busy right now to set it all up. As a game to make. I do wish Maddock would take more of a public appearance, especially for the community. He already writes the copy diaries, like, so that's a good plus there. Yeah, it'd just be like a nice thing, nice fan service. By fan service, I don't mean like he should set up a OnlyFans account. I imagine you'll get influx of engagement on the Discord following the upcoming update. Yeah, I've been worried about that too. I feel like I've kind of done everything I can. It's really up to Maddock at this point. He has all the Discord permissions. Forgive my ignorance. Is Maddock doing Exanima SG full time? Yes, he does do it full time. Everyone except for your traitorous old Zeth here. I work on Exanima part time, and then I sell my soul to make horse armor. Granted, it's really good horse armor. I'm making MTX. You guys better get your money's worth. Anyone here plays Path of Exile? Zethar, I learned a few weeks ago that horse armor is called barding. Yes, it is called barding. I actually kind of forget that because horse armor is so ingrained into my mind. It's like the first nerd rage that I can remember from childhood. It's like everyone freaking out about horse armor. And rightfully so, honestly. Like you can tell how that turned out for Bethesda. Like they had to sell their company. So clearly making horse armor was like on the first steps to damnation. I could have made better horse armor than that. They should hire me for that at least. I mean, if they're gonna sell their soul to make MTX, they should at least make good MTX. And give me the money. Gotta go get that sweet, sweet 10-cent money, yo. You know when they say like Asia is really booming, uh, you guys should take advantage of that too. It really is booming. I was living in China a few years ago, and the number of skyscrapers that were just popping up everywhere, the city skyline would change almost on a weekly basis. It was on a weekly basis, actually. There's a shit ton of money in Asia, so that's why you see all these weird shifts in the gaming industry. Obla armor still looks good in places. What's Obla armor? Zeth, you gonna make horse armor DLC for Fallout 76? Do they have horses in Fallout 76? I don't know. You know, it would be really awesome if you can get like shit, what are those creatures called again? What are they called? Um, Death claws. Imagine if you can like ride death claws. I'd make armor for death claws. I'd like to do that. If Zenimax actually contacts me and asks me to make Deathclaw armor, I'd be up for that. As like a one-off thing. Oh, Obla equals Oblivion? I've never heard that shortcut before. You're seeing tons of American companies trying to break out into the Asian market and just completely failing. Yeah. I mean, the trick is, right, to just make a good game. And then like Chinese people are people too. They're just gonna pick up a good game if they see a good game. So you don't need to specifically target the Asian market. You just gotta make a good game and not screw up your Western market at the same time. So basically, if they just kept doing what they were doing, they would have had the Asian market anyway. Really annoying. Google Maps is not very accurate in China. Yeah, for good reason, because uh, like national security reasons. China does not want like uh, Western intelligences. Have you guys heard of like the 6 eyes? Well, like the number of eyes change, but basically it's a spy network between the U.S., UK, Canada, New Zealand, and basically all of the countries that you think of are as Western. So there's that. I'm sure like Asia has its own version, etc., etc. Probably comprised of like Russia, China, I don't know, other countries like that. I hear Chinese build half-empty cities. Yeah, I've seen them in person. Although I don't know if they're for future populations or if it's just like some sort of taxpayer scam. You know, like how contractors just approach the government asking for money to make these massive city complexes for future populations, but then they just like make really shitty buildings and then take the rest of the money. I think that's what happened. It's not like they actually made real housing. Like all the housing that they made is just like crumbling and awful, while they just ran away with the Chinese taxpayers' money. I think that's what happened. I could be wrong, but it happens in other countries too. It's not just China that where you'll see that. Hey Conrax, welcome to uh, Death News, where we talk about political stuff. Wait, we want the other half the curious before we the trim bottom. Tried to clear level 7 last night with a sledgehammer. Oh, I love the sledgehammer. Like when I used to play Exanima a lot, I would just main the sledgehammer, especially in arena. Just like the thrusts, sledgehammer thrusts are so good. Geopolitical counterintelligence. That's the name of the game. Which really is just like a bunch of rich, close-minded old farts squabbling over whatever, while like normal people just get trampled over. Really fun. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are in power are they just have like constipation or something. They have like constipation and other personal issues that they have to get around, at least work through. Like that's the only explanation I can see for world events, political world events. Just a bunch of constipated old farts can't get past their hatred for uh, their fellow humans and past grievances. I think the worst crime that like Trump has done for like Americans is that he eats his steak well done, and he also eats like McDonald's when he has access to the White House chef. I think that's the worst crime that Trump has committed. I'm just joking. He's crazy. Let's not talk about this subject anymore. Pretty sure everyone knows how bad Trump is. Geez, people want to poison him. That I am surprised how we don't hear about any assassination attempts, uh, considering that he's like the lowest rated president ever. I think it's because like it's not good for the media to report on that. Like it could fuel the fire, so to say, so to speak. But also, I'm thinking like the people who are against his, well, his everything, right, are usually like intelligent, reasonable people, and intelligent, reasonable people don't really resort to murder or violence to solve their problems. So I think that's why he's still alive. Can't go around that because your FBI agent needs a break. Man, imagine being the FBI. Like so much data to work through. Oof. I can build a wall too. Like I can just like sit here, pick my nose, and then build a wall. Like a wall using my own boogers that are bigger than his wall in the time he was the president. And I would have been a better president than him if I just sat here doing what I do. Instead of throwing my boogers in the trash, I just like glue them together and like make a small booger wall. Uh, I can build walls too, man. It's not like this. It's not like a presidentially exclusive power to build walls. Hmm. Gonna jazz up the trim a bit more, like drawing them all out for now. How's the update coming along? It's coming along. I don't know. I'm not Maddock. That's like a meta question. Add trim around the codpiece. I probably will add trim around the codpiece. You kind of need it, otherwise it'll chafe. You don't want your codpiece to chafe. In for a bad time. That booty. This is Darren's booty. This is the base human mesh booty. So when you look at this is what Darren looks like when he's naked. For all you Darren lovers out there. Hey Zeth, do you have any insight you'd care to share on your creative process on sculpting? For instance, you select a certain historical time period to refer from, go for a certain theme. Yeah, I mean, whenever you make something, you gotta have something in mind to start from. So, I mean, if you don't know the subject that you're working on, it's really helpful to have references. References are always a great place to start. And if you want to take it a step further, you do you do some practical research into the subject that you're studying. So say if you wanted to make armor, instead of just looking at references, which you would do, you would also, in addition to that, you would also do a bit more digging. Like, how is armor made? What is it used for? What is it used against? What time period is this armor, etc. So really, it's just like getting a base understanding of what you're trying to sculpt first uh, is helpful, but if you can do even more research, it becomes even better. The more knowledge you have about the subject that you are working on, the better. Darren should be changed into a girl. Well, I mean, what about all the girl players out there? They'd lose their romantic interest. I always thought there should be another NPC, like Arena. Speed Darren with an A. All three girl players. All three girl players and the 20 guys who roleplay as girls. Imagine being Maddock and like Maddock writes the dialogue for Darren. That means he would also have to write like the female dialogue for Darina. So he'd have to like write dialogue like, "Oh, player name, you are so ravishing. You're so radiant." And we can't subject Maddock to that kind of torture. Is that a bulge or just a cod piece? No. Uh, is that a cod piece or are you just happy to see me? Hey, completed bread. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I can't wait for more NPCs in Exanima. We gotta have more NPC emojis. Can't just be Darren's face all the time. Like eventually, like all the Darren jokes are gonna get old and stale, right? No, I'm kidding. They'll never get old or stale. But you get what I mean. We need more faces before new NPCs. Yeah, that's true. Otherwise, all the new NPCs will look like will look all the same. Happy to see me is overused. Madoc would not like to use such banal things. True, true. Let's change this. change this from red to just like a normal leather color. I think the red is a bit distracting now. And then we'll also add some creases, wrinkles. There it is, still red. That's a bit easier on the eyes. Oh shit, we still have one bit back here. It's always like that. There's always one small piece hiding somewhere that you have to do. I'm Dan Darren. I'm also just a farmhand. Just imagine like if every single new NPC you meet in Exanima are just farmhands. Hello, I'm Bob. I'm also a farmhand. Oh, you're Darren. You're the farmhand I'd see walking down the road to your farm. While I was walking to my farm, and then they bump into like oh hey, I'm Susie. I'm the farmhand on uh on Steve's farm. Yeah. Well met. And then you're you're just like trotting down the dark dark corridors of Exanima dungeons with like 20 farmhands following you. That'd be hilarious. Let's go add some. Yeah, we gotta add some wrinkles in here. Can't just be all straight. Do this, that. Need some bit stronger. There's the intensity. That's a bit high. Like there will be NPC banter. Like Maddox said before that NPCs would be talking to each other in the background. Be able to listen in on their conversations. So yeah, that will eventually be a thing. Since we don't have like we don't have bizarre management or like anyone else pushing us around, you can imagine that the feature won't be cut. Hopefully. Groovy. Exanima is a physics-based dungeon delving RPG hack and slash. Not really hack and slash, but it's on Steam and you can pick it up for $15. And this model will be in it. I'm I'm allowed to stream some of the work that I do for Exanima. There's no new update coming out tomorrow. Lies! They're all lies! Gotta say, the wrinkles really add a lot to the art piece. Compare this to like the flat, whatever, flat trim. Gotta have those wrinkles in there, otherwise it isn't gonna look like trim. Oh god, that comment about, oh yeah, I'm gonna send an email to Steam. Gabe always talks to me. I was really half tempted to respond to that one, but I figured he was just trolling or something. Yeah, sure. Daddy Gabe will take care of you. Zero stars. Not recommended. Can't move. This isn't a generational thing, right? Like I thought the younger generation, like our generation or whatever, like we know how to play games. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? From what dimension does he apparate from where he does not know how to move in a video game? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Generations aren't the same on the inside. Yeah, true. It could actually legitimately be a bug too, right? I don't know. Uh I thought I read somewhere there that there's like a very rare bug where you can't move. Oh, my brother's 9 and watching him play Fortnite is nuts. Exactly. My little brother, who's like, I think he's like my little stepbrother, in China. I think he's like 18 now or something. I don't know. Time flies. He used to be so small, but anyway, like he's a lot better at shooting games, like first person games, than I am, and I thought I was really good. Like I used to be in like top 0.4% in Destiny 2 Crucible PvP. That's really hard to get. I was in the top 0.4%, and he's a lot better than me. Maybe it's just because I'm getting old. My eyesight's not as good as it used to be. Yeah, exactly. They probably use like Adderall to boost their senses. They probably take like a hit of Stim Pack or like uh cyberware enhancing drugs to have much better aim. They're like living aim bots. I know, right? Like what the heck? You go from smashing skulls and thinking you're top dog, and then someone just trashes you, wipes the floor with you and your ego. I guess it's probably like all the pent up rage from sibling rivalry that's been pent up over the years, and they just have to let it all out and slaughter you on a virtual battlefield. It's got to be that. What do you think about laser eye correction? Uh, I think it's a good idea, but I have heard people losing their sight permanently because of it. So I think it's one of those good ideas that you need to do a lot of research into. Like you have to go to the right doctor, the right clinic to actually do. If you go to like a sketchy clinic, it's probably gonna turn out really bad for you. But I have good vision still. Like I don't need to use glasses or anything. I've had good vision my entire life, and I'm pretty thankful with that. Only recently have I noticed that my eyesight is a bit more blurry when it comes to far dis I can't talk right now. Far distance. So I can't really see things in the distance as clearly as I did before. Which kind of sucks actually. I was a little bit depressed about that when I noticed that my eyesight wasn't as good as it used to be. But I guess that's just one of the things that come with age. Uh, Eventually your body falls apart and you become like a rotting zombie. Look after your eyes, especially if you look at screens or monitors all day. Yeah, that's basically my life. I just look at my screen the entire day. It's probably not going to turn out very well for me. So gotta go watch out for that. You've stared at screens for so long that real life looks weird to you. Ouch, they cut the eyelid open and it doesn't heal. That sounds painful. Yeah, that sounds like a personal choice to me. I imagine that it's, on the whole, it is safe to do. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it anymore. But yeah, I guess it has its risks too. You just gotta weigh weigh the risks versus the benefits. Maybe like actually talk to other people who have gotten the surgery. That could be a good thing. It's probably like a laser uh laser surgery subreddit, something that where they talk about it, like talk about post-op and preparation, etc. They do one eye at a time. Huh, never knew that. You learn something new every day. I wonder if you can ask them to change your eye color at the same time. Can you ask them to do like, hey, I want to turn my eyes a different color while you're doing the laser surgery. I wonder if you have that as well. You know what really helps for me is so there's this spot. Let me go see if I can find a reference. Um, so basically, around your brows, if you like squeeze, if you squeeze your brows very hard for like 20 seconds, it it really helps your eye vision. Really helps your vision if you just like squeeze your brows. Um, just like uh, what's that part called? I want to say occipital bone, but I'm not sure if that's right. You rub that area, uh, it kind of like refreshes your vision. Very nice in a strange way. It's very nice. I find I can see better and think clearer after doing that. I'm more excited for the Arasaka Soul Ripper thing, Soul Killer thing. I want to be able to like upload my consciousness to a computer. Oh shit! Spoilers. If anyone playing Cyberpunk yet. But yeah, like the corpo path is the path for me. Ghost in the Shell kind of stuff. Yeah. Like it's honorable to say like, oh yeah, um like it's it's a good thing to die, and eventually you'll get tired of life anyway, and um like you gotta experience death and all that sort of stuff. But like, um do you really want to die? Is that really something that people want to do? Uh, and I've always been like a completionist in video games. And I feel like life is a video game where I want to be kind of like a completionist at. So to do that, you kind of need to be able to upload your consciousness to a um, like an artificial, a digital uh, phylactery, basically like a sci-fi lich. It'd be really cool. I think it'd be really cool if I could upload my consciousness to a computer and then put that computer inside a robot and then put that robot into a suit of armor. Then it'd be like Darth Vader or something. That'd be so badass. Yeah, I don't think it'll ever happen. Not in my lifetime. Not for another like 1,000 years. If if humankind doesn't blow itself up in 1,000 years. Like you have to solve all kinds of different problems. Uh, Cancer, heart attacks, etc., etc., brain degeneration. There's just so many medical advances that you need to solve first. And then you also need like the technical advances of, oh God, I don't even want to think about the technical advances that you'd need to store someone's consciousness inside a digital phylactery and then actually still have it be them and not just like a copy. Oh, what's going on? Oh, this is the wrong tool. Why? You don't think people would be unscathed with the whole uploading it yourself? You'd effectively be immortal. You can clone yourself. Imagine being centuries old. That's not so hard to imagine. I mean, I'm 27. It feels like all that time has flown by already. I'll probably still be myself in a couple of centuries. If it were if possible, you still die innocent. Copy of you living on. Well, I heard that all of your cells in your body replenish after around 7 years. So technically, every 7 years you are a new human body, complete. Like all the cells in your body have been replaced by new ones. I'm not sure where I heard that. I'm not sure if it's correct, but I heard somewhere that every 7 years you have completely new cells from you 7 years ago. I think a lot of the fear that comes from like digitally uploading your soul, your consciousness to a what was the wrong one? A lot of the fear that comes from basically copying your memories, your soul onto a digital imprint, and still having that be yourself is the fear of the unknown. It's just that it's such a complex topic that it's hard for people to understand, and people fear the things that they can't understand. But really, it's probably not that big of a deal anyway. Yeah, you probably have to like upload your consciousness over time, right? You have to like somehow, when you're growing new brain cells and like forming new neural connections, you'd have to slowly replace those individual cells with like synthetic cells. So it would simulate the same process of you just like shedding your dead cells with new ones. It can't just be like an instant transfer sort of thing. You'd have to grow into your synthetic cells. At least that's the only way I can imagine doing it, right? The To actually do this, like they'd have to come up with synthetic cells that last much longer than human cells and behave and function in basically the same way. And then slowly replace your dead cells with those synthetic cells. What's that story about the ship where it's been replaced with so many parts over time that is it still the same ship or is it a different ship? It's basically that scenario. Are you the same ship after having all of your parts being replaced over time? I would argue, yeah. Big brain hours in Seth's stream. Yeah. Big brain time. Like you've got to be the same ship, right? Because no other ship has gone through the same experience of having all their parts replaced by those specific parts and at that specific time. So in a sense, uh, the real version that is you is the you that has gone through all those experiences. What makes up you is just memories and experiences that have actually occurred, not just like false ones that have been imprinted onto a copy of your clone or whatever. They actually have to have happened. But what if a ship was built with original parts? Then which is real? Oh, you mean like if a ship is built with like original parts that are like the same from the same brand or something? Well, it'd still be you then. It'd be like a very true version of you. A very true version of the ship because you just replace like the broken parts with the parts of the same model and specifications. If I understand that correctly, I don't know. Maybe I got that wrong. What if you took the original parts of the ship and built another ship? Like the old and broken parts, right? Or if you just took a brand new ship and then took it apart and then built a new ship using that. Oh. Uh huh. That is a head scratcher, isn't it? That is a head scratcher, I gotta admit. Then you'd have like okay, so if you make a ship using the old and broken parts, um yeah, it'd just be like it'd kind of be like a past version of yourself. But it'd also be living in the present. There'd be like a past version of yourself living in the present. So it'd basically be like time traveling, I guess. So you'd have like two copies of yourself. And then well, what happens then is that the universe implodes on itself because you've just created a paradox. And the universe doesn't like paradoxes. The rocks fall and everyone dies. That's the best answer I can give you. I think the answer to that riddle is those old parts uh they would become something new because the desire is to replace old parts with new parts. Um, so the original intent, right? The original intent that was put forth by the the first ship is that it wants to replace its old parts with new parts, right? So that means the ship that replaces its old parts with new parts is always going to be the original ship. Because it stores within itself that original intent of becoming, uh, of fixing itself, right? So that means there has to be a time period where the real you is the real you. So basically, I guess like childhood or something, where you first start forming your thoughts and deciding who you want to be in life. That is the real you. And who you become because of those desires and ambitions will always be the real you, right? Is there like a counter argument to this argument? Because we know at the moment of your birth, uh, that is you. That is what makes you. Unless there's like an argument that could break this, and then it's basically like the chicken and the egg argument from there. What came first, right? Well, technically, you are still the same person that you were since you're 18, because through doing the actions doing the actions that led you to where you are in life stemmed from the the actions that you did when you were 18. So if you didn't like yourself when you're 18, that means that thought uh, is you. That means the future you, well, the present you now, is the real you. Yeah, you've changed because of those original thoughts. Because you didn't like yourself when you were 18, or like shortly thereafter, you've become a different person. Um, but that different person is still you because of those original thoughts that you had way back then. Well, yeah, there we have it. You see, because you thought that you didn't want to be that person, you've changed into yourself. So that's why I believe if uploading your mind is done in a gradual process that mimics that of real life, how old cells die and new cells are grown and interchanged, then you'd still be the same you, just with a robot body, and that would be awesome. it's not like scary or evil as popular fiction uh, would portray it to be. Oh my god, there's still like a small bit of red in here that I didn't get yet. There's always a small bit. We should really do a cod piece. Fuck it, let's do the cod piece now. This void is getting to me. Go collapse all these folders. Now that we have the trim basically done, let's go do the cod piece before we move on. What is all this? We should put all these pieces into their respective folders too. So this is helmet. I think these are all helmet pieces, aren't they? Pretty sure they are. They are, okay. Let's go merge this. All these. Yeah, we can put all these down. Put these because these belong to the other cheek. What is this? Oh, that's just an instrument. That. This. Okay, the helmet. All of these. That just makes you immortal, not invulnerable or indestructible. Nothing is safe before the ultimate force of the universe. Entropy, destruction of information. Well, how do we know that that's actually what happens? Like, do we know for absolutely? Are we absolutely certain that entropy is the end of all things? Are humans actually smart enough to understand or realize that entropy is the end of all things? That's basically what we know now from the information that we have gathered. But it could be wrong. I wouldn't base becoming a cybernetic lich off of the information us puny mortals have at this time and place. All right, guys. Uh, it's time. It's time to make the growing plate, the cod piece, the nut protector. So you guys can listen with me. You guys can listen with me while we do this. And we'll just We'll get to work sculpting this. What kind of codpiece? Well, one that is flattering to the physique. I actually need to go look up references for this. I haven't sculpted codpieces, but I'll try to kind of get the plate into a shape that I've seen before. They're all flattering by definition. Probably. Look at this. We'll make a duplicate. Make a duplicate of the mesh. All right, let's go fill this with material. My ding ding dong. Y'all knew it was gonna happen one day. I don't know how deep this goes in. We do it like that. I don't think it goes in that far, like the under part. Auto groups. We have a yellow cup. Go inflate this by 0.5. Actually, we'll just mask the border. Do some move on it. My ding ding dong. There's less obnoxious cod pieces out there. Yeah, it's true. They don't all have to be massive raging erections. They can be small raging erections. This is pretty hard to sculpt. Oh my god. It's pretty hard to sculpt without laughing. This might be a harder task than I envisioned. But basically, something like that, right? I'm gonna go look up some references. Uh, oh boy, looking up references. This is gonna be fun. Fuck me. Is it hard? uh, wow, the cod piece is like kind of They're kind of tucked in to the greaves here. The creases, I mean. That's interesting. Let's go hide the cuirass. So we actually have some more room here. Alright, so the codpiece, I just noticed something interesting. Like besides the codpiece, I noticed that like the plates kind of like tuck in, like a tuck in maneuver into the creases. So something like that actually. How does that animate? Hmm. Well, whatever the case, we are making video game history right now. Because no one else has ever made a 16th century codpiece in a video game before. No one but me. I'm the first guy who's ever done it. I'm proud of the fact. So something like this. I'm gonna do this codpiece justice. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna make like some sort of limp dick codpiece. It's gonna be a Chad codpiece. It's that. Alright, this topology is looking good. Alright, I gotta look at the references some more. I've never made one of these things before, so let's see. Sorry, just burped. I want to see what it looks like without the cuirass. There aren't a whole lot of references for the codpiece without the cuirass. Maybe it's 15th century codpiece. Let's go do that instead of 16th. 15th century plate armor cod. All right, there we go. Better. Okay, I do like the shape of this codpiece here. Which suit of armor is this? This is a very elegant looking codpiece. In other words, I like this guy's dick, yo. I'll post it in chat for you guys. Posted an album of gothic codpieces in Off Topic. No way, really? There's actually you actually have an album of these. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks. Oh, okay, so you can have an articulated codpiece. Very nice. I see a lot of Robert McPherson. I know that guy. That's cool. I didn't know he was doing codpieces too. It's always good to know that your childhood heroes are doing the same thing that you're doing. I know, right? Millions of years of natural selection and evolution led to this outcome. Precisely. Articulated codpieces. Hey, I bet you guys never knew that your first video game codpiece would be made in China. Made by a Chinese dude. You're all gonna have Chinese cocks now. Just gonna make a Chinese codpiece. Oh my god, the dick jokes in this. It's too much. uh, you came at a great time, Smoils. I can't say the same for your dad. He shouldn't have come at that time. Sorry, that was a terrible burn. Is this even allowed on Twitch? Well, seeing as it isn't a penis, I don't see why not. Like, even the base model doesn't have a penis. Report away. I'm sure the moderator would like to see this. That'll make their day. The blue codpiece now. Why would your FBI agent be interested in codpieces? You've got a very funny FBI agent. Oh wait, I was gonna share the image that I saw. The codpiece that I think looks actually pretty cool. Here we go. Ah, so much lag. There we go. So it's a very elegant looking codpiece, right? It's got like form to it. Yes, like that, but longer with a flail. I'm gonna do something like that, but maybe not as protrusive. Is protrusive a word? Protruding, right? That's the word. We need to get a crease in here. Why can't I just make a round one for the first time? Well, this is a pretty fancy suit of armor. If I was making like a more plain suit of armor, I would save like a more simple round one. But a fancy suit of armor needs a fancy codpiece, so. I do want to make something with some form to it. Gotta give it some some girth, some heft. Oh, the trim here needs some work too. To add some work on the trim. So I'm not saying much. I'm just concentrating. Don't you think that looks good? I think that actually looks good. It fits in. It always felt like there's something missing there. Like this actually looks good. Like no joke. looks like everyone's afraid of the peanut gallery. Alright, let's go put the Curious back on. Alright, once we add the crease, it's gonna fit in. It's not gonna be like something that stands out. There's the Curious. I want to hide that again. I would wear this. This actually looks pretty comfy. Let's go subdivide this. It has a sharp edge. Yeah, you can like slice people with your dick. I think we need some more form. We gotta add like a flute in here somewhere. Yeah, remember musical instruments? Pepperidge Farm remembers. We'll have them the game someday, eventually. It's kind of a sharp edge. I want to get rid of that. That would chafe a lot. Well, actually, you'd wear this in the reference image that I'm looking at. You're wearing this over chain, right? But like chafing doesn't really matter here, although I still want to smooth out the edges. Let's go slice this. Ouch, slice this. Blue side. How do we want to slice this? Like that. Bit tricky because of all the curves. All right, let's go first slice this curvature, and then we'll slice the other curvature or other angle, other plane. Let's move them a bit closer together. Round this out. All right, we can Z remesh now. You'd be wearing it over hosen at least. Yeah. Am I gonna add decorations? Probably. I'll add a few flutes. Alright. Go get the cuirass back. I think I made it a bit too sharp. It needs to be more bulgy now. Just all this push and pull action to make a good cod piece. Whoops, shit. Okay, wait. You have an idea for the next unique item. A cod piece of the crystal slot. Alright, I think the shape is pretty good. What do you guys think? I think this is pretty good. Maybe it could be a bit more bulgy at the tip here. You know what we can do? And duplicate this. And you know what they did with some of the cod pieces? They would put a little face on the end. Now this probably isn't a good idea, but we'll try it out anyway. So it'd be a bit like that. Oops, kind of stuck inside the tip there. Yeah. So you'd kind of have like the face and the tip. There we go. Don't think that's a good idea. We'll skip that. All right, let's go add a few flutes to this and add like a trim, and I think we'll be good. We'll keep it simple. This is like the first cod piece, so we'll keep it simple. We're not gonna do anything too fancy. I do want like Madoc to accept cod pieces after all. Let's see, can we actually mask the border? Mask it again. Can we actually do that for the trim? Looks like it. We'll group that. I feel like the base is a bit too wide. So mask that, mask this. Wait, mask this for the mask. Mask that, make the mask. We'll that out entirely, and hopefully this should work. Give it a bit more form. Actually, I feel like the base is just a little bit too wide in general. I think it was a bit more narrow. Yeah, there we go. If the base is too wide, then you won't be able to move your legs very well. Give it mermaid hair. You mean leeches? You guys sure you want leeches on your codpiece? I mean, I guess everyone has their kink. try everyone. Alright, so the flutes. I guess we'll go up and around. So we can do something like that. Looks good. Let's try zero meshing this at 6. Hopefully it works. Maybe we'll have to try something less than that. I think it turned out pretty well. Be good. Oops. Good thing I'm a 3D modeler and not like a urologist. Otherwise, you don't want to hear whoops when they're working on this part of your body. Bit like that in the end. Not bad. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this and send it to Maddox, see what he thinks. I hope he likes it. I actually genuinely hope that he likes this codpiece. Because I really do want to see codpieces in the game. Not topological, I want off. Maybe this can be used as like a test piece for like animation. Let's go T-pose. Right, let's go save this first, in case T-pose crashes. Don't want to lose all our work. Alright, T-plug in, T-pose. We gotta make a little bit of room in the creases for the edges of the codpiece. Right now they're kind of clipping together. Got dust in my nose. Disgusting. You already pasted in the Discord? It's not done yet. It's not done yet. So sad. Okay, let's go hide the codpiece, hide the base mesh, mask, unmask, invert mask. Now I can just move the pieces. Topological is off. Can nudge this out a bit. There's I think that's good. I don't see it clipping anymore. That's all we need to do. Seth, you've done it, you mad lad. Oh my god. Yeah! Why wouldn't I do it? It's a historical moment for us. It's like the launch of the first moon shuttle. Little head just pops in there for half a second. Oh god. That's so disturbing. Just gotta wait for a T-pose to sub, and then get back on it. We're basically done with the codpiece at this point. Very fast process for codpieces. What if it has special attacks like spraying acidic liquid? I thought codpieces already do that in real life. Maybe not acidic, but base. It's a base liquid. It's more on the lower pH of things. Have you guys seen the Lion King meme of it's slimy, but satisfying? That applies here. We'll give it a small roped edge. Let's see, draw size 10 should do. I feel like the shape of the codpiece isn't right yet, though. I don't know why. It's just hard to imagine. I guess it would work if you. Yeah, I guess it would kind of work if you move one leg and then move the other leg. It should shift. It should sway side to side, right, guys? It should just like sway side to side. If you're moving, if you're just like walking or running, I think it would work. Like it go like that and that and that. Not sure how they're attached to IRL. I assume that they're just like laced to your hosen. Like a lot of armor is either strapped or laced to underlying layer. Yeah, or to the fold. Yeah, it might actually be connected to the fold via like a rivet or some other kind of system. All right, I'll go take a screenshot. And after Maddox see what he thinks. Oh wait, we forgot the rivets. Let's get the rivets in first. Rivets. Rivet. Draw size 2.5. I think that should work. How about let's go to 0.7. Rough curve mode. Bed 0. I'm pretty sure I got the shape of the edges here wrong. I don't know why. My armor intuition just says that I got this wrong somehow, but it's fine. It's my first cod piece. Uh, we'll make better cod pieces in the future. Like this area, so with like a bump up. Use a bit more form here. Do something like that. That's settling talk. I don't know. There aren't a whole lot of references for cod pieces. That just sounds like more settling talk, doesn't it? Alright, I'm gonna go send this off now. See what Maddox thinks. Hope he doesn't say, like, Death, you're wasting your time making steel cocks. Get back to work. I posted it Insider. You guys who aren't insiders won't be able to see, unfortunately. Oh, wrong chat. Yeah, I'm streaming. Alright, gotta take a picture from the side, guys. He asked for a side pic. Maddox gonna join the stream, guys. Take a image with the Curious. Look at the link. Oh, he's here. Okay. Hey, Maddox. Yeah, that's the big issue. But you know, it looks so much nicer. I feel like the armor looks so much nicer with it there. Like we probably aren't going to have mounted combat for a long time, right? Um, so a lot of foot combat, you'd have you'd have a cod piece. Let's go get the cod piece separate. Do like a separate view. It's a fairly simple round piece of plate. So it's just like this. Where'd the trim go? I'll merge it down. So with the trim. But yeah, I don't know how it would work too much with the female form. I'm thinking it could be like a morph target because if we just mask off these pieces, we'll mask that, mask the border. if we just like shrink it this way, or maybe like this would be better. So maybe like that. If we can somehow flatten it, I mean, it would work for like the female form, but it'd have to be a kind of tricky morph targeting wise, I guess. Trying to explain this, I'm sure you guessed it. Explaining codpieces morph targeting to your boss. Never thought I'd do that before. Yeah. Yeah, like that, like that. That could work. As long as we keep them really simple, I think it could work. Yeah. Actually, if we just do it on the z-axis. So just like that. And then don't squish that. The Curious. I'll throw the Curious back on. Here's another material, a cap. Uh, we don't really do items. What does it look like? Just like that? Oh, you mean the codpiece? If you squish it good, all right. I just like go like this. The problem is it kind of loops in here, so when I squish it on this side, it's going to pull in this area. But I'm sure that can be remedied in morph targeting. But yeah, it just look like this. Obviously, there's a bit of clipping on the top. I just use the move brush, pop that back out. It'd basically just be a disk. So yeah, if we keep it pretty simple, I think it could work with just like morph targeting or something. As long as it's not something obnoxious like a banana, upturned banana shape. Well, keeping things relatively simple. I can load in the female base mesh. I think I do that. I'll go load in the female base mesh and then we can add that in. All right, let's go append this. So that's basically what it would look like with the female base mesh. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Uh, all there is to show. Oh yeah, I was wondering, should I add any surface detail, or should I just leave that for procedural? I think we were doing this earlier, but where is surface? So if you enable noise, let's go change the alpha to something not scale. Where is, all right, so if you have something like this, do you just like leave this for procedural, or I mean I can do this in ZBrush too. So it could be like UV aligned as well, and you don't have to like fiddle with that in anything else. Grab this, grab that, this plate, that plate, that plate. Mask that out. So stuff like this. We can do this in like procedural, but then it wouldn't be UV aligned. Yeah, the texture would have to be larger. So we did this last stream, but the texture could be like this size or something. Although that's pretty big. Even then, it'd be, so the paper doll would be like that big, right? Let's go turn off perspective mode. So your inventory is over here, and that's about as big as it gets, like that big. Maybe even a bit smaller, something like that. And then you have your stuff down here. Yeah. Yeah, I guess those details we can, not sure if it's best for armor gilding. Yeah, true, true. All right. But yeah, this armor is pretty much done. I'm just gonna finish up the mermaid, some of the helmet details, and yeah, pretty much done here. Mermaid leeches. Let me subdivide this, and will it still look good after that? So kind of leaves out some detail on the bit here. I need a crease. Decrease these. This is a very old insert mesh tool of mine. So it doesn't have all the proper creases that it needs. Damn artist, I was creating more work. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Let's go to solo mode. Rid of all these. Hide that, hide that, hide that. Alright, we'll crease this. Or maybe subdivide this. Let's group this first, divide, and then we'll crease it. Yeah, much nicer. And we'll preserve those details. We can probably bulge these scales out a bit more too. Yeah, dynamic folds would be pretty awesome. Or tassets. Her hips are a bit too wide, aren't they? This is kind of like normal mapping. I have to get the end of the fish end kind of intersecting with the human end. So it's not like overlapping, but rather it is like z-axis fighting. We'll just tuck this part in. There, now that's a bit more realistic. I subdivide the floral ornament on the back. Yeah, it's definitely one of those features where it's really easy to add, but like not too important at the time. Wait, so this is the new armor? Yes. This is intended for arena, but like Maddock and the rest of the team can put it anywhere they want. Like that. The grease. These polygrapes. Sell the cod piece as its own $10 DLC. Well, I have to make the horse armor cod piece first. I have to make I need to make a cod piece for horses, and then sell that. If that sells, then I'll sell that one. I'll sell the human counterpart. Horse cod piece. God, can you imagine? I think Maddox should stream more often. It's one thing to have like you're a contract artist stream work, and another thing to have the MVP, the lead dev stream. So cool. Whoa, why is this so thick? What happened there? Oh, is that thick? Yeah, it's really hard to explain just how much work goes into like engine work. You guys only see like the surface work, right? Uh, like you guys can like read the coffee diary and everything, but it's a whole other thing to see what actually goes into making a game engine. I guess like artists are lucky in that position where we can show like work in progress art and people just get it intuitively, but programming is you're just kind of like doing stuff on your own. I wonder if this area would look good with brass. Did we try this before? Making this brow piece brass? Remember. I guess that a little bit better. What do you guys think? Fine either way. Is that any chance you can see this plate in charcoal but keep the trim gold? Uh, Probably. This definitely, actually. Like all of that is very procedural in game. Why is this trim a lot darker? Is there like color added to this as well? Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that video. Cool. Need some spring rivets. Fine. Wait, actually we don't because it's being held in place by the visor. And we could add a strap back here. Let's go switch back to the normal steel. Getting kind of hard to see what's what. Yeah, a lot of stuff has gotten better over time. I'm really hyped for the GA update. We'll have the straps connect to the visor, just as a added precaution against it coming loose. Plus, it looks nice. Actually, we'll put it. Let's not do this. It looks kind of awkward. We'll put it at the base. We're not gonna put it up there. This instead. Ah, the new velvet looks so good. It's like the most realistic velvet I've seen in any game. By far. It's like the simple stuff, you know? Like velvet might seem like a mundane thing, but it's one of those things that are ubiquitous or like found everywhere, or at least in a lot of places. So you want those assets to be pretty good. Yeah, it's found on Armour too. Oh yeah, with like velvet, we can finally have like covered. Wait, we actually already have covered armor. What am I saying? But yeah, we can have like really nice velvet covered armors, which we do now, I think. But it's just gonna be better. There we go. That looks better. Oh, links are disabled. Shoot. How do I enable links? I'm gonna mod you. All right. Maddock is now a moderator of this channel. I think you can post links now, Maddock. Start kicking people. There we go. Where did that handy? Oh my god, I really need to get to work on my custom belts. They're basically already done, but I just have to do some more detailing on like one of them. Because I've been using this square buckle forever. It's actually pretty bad. I actually asked him that, the gauntlets thing. Basically not yet, right? Not added yet, but I think it could be added pretty easily. I have a grouping of 3 rivets here. Usually on leather straps, you'll find groupings of 3 rivets. Also on like gambeson too. It's a traditional thing. Although it might be too many rivets. I think they're close together enough. The grouping is pretty tight on these rivets. I make them a bit smaller too, because they're leather rivets. I do like 2.25. That looks good. Oh wait, we need to get the. We were working on this part. I was wondering why the helmet looks kind of funny. It's because we're leaving out the fins. Add those back in, but I want to put this bit here. Bite it, right? Or just group loops it. By border. Link that in. This is kind of like the end cap for the second visor. And the fins are the end caps of the first visor. Fold the fins. Wow, what happened there? Always might need to use it. What an awesome stream, guys. Oh, Conrax is going. Later, Conrax. Thanks for coming. I'm actually going to probably stop the stream in. Well, I guess we can go until we'll go for another 30 minutes. Another 30, 40 minutes. And then I gotta go to sleep. We'll go a bit longer because Manok is here, and it's a rare occasion. Seth, will arming garments have different numbers of layers? I don't know. Like adding more layers to the armor system is always a very tricky task. Just need to streamline. Yeah, just got to do that. Once the big systems are out of the way, I think you guys are gonna see a lot of cool smaller features, like the smaller features that have been long requested now. Yeah, Madoc just needs more time. You never see me work so hard? I always work this hard. What are you talking about? So trolly. Oh my god. Well, actually, one of the largest reasons, one of the most important reasons why I'm working so hard is not just because this is going into Exanima and I want to make really good armor. It's also because it's going on my portfolio too. Like, it's a win-win scenario. As an artist, you're not allowed to slack off because, like, when you're building your portfolio, it's also obvious if you're actually putting in the effort or not. You can't just like say, "Oh yeah, I went to so and so school for so and so number of years. I worked at this company as uh, doing this or whatever." Not like your typical resume. Like a portfolio is like uh, the actual stuff that you've done, and anyone can look at it. I spent 2 hours deciding whether to put balls on the codpiece. Well, that's actually like that's actually a good reason because like thinking always takes more time than the actual doing. Since basically everything is designed now, um, I don't really have to do a whole bunch of thinking. Uh, I just work in process now. Like everything just falls into step. There isn't really any more designing to do. I mean, the last of the designing is probably up here on the forehead somewhere. You see, it's a bit bumpy up here. I was gonna do a little bit of engraving, and I might do a bit of detail work to the shoulders somewhere here, and also the chest piece. But that's basically all of the designing left to do. It's kind of, yeah, exactly what Maddox said. Game development is 95% thinking and 5% doing. Or if like you've ever done carpenting, which I've done before, it's like measure twice, cut once. That way you don't have to redo the work. Let's go. I need to fix up the trim. I think that's what we need to do now. Like zero mesh the trim. Now we can make this. We can make the trim have some width. Give it a little bit of thickness. Where is our panel loops? Ah, I was around the edge loops. Panel loops. Let's go do 2.5. Or is it 2.5? Is 0.0025. There we go. Perfect thickness. We'll do that for the rest. Like if I just went ahead and like made a codpiece shaped object without thinking a whole lot, it's gonna look really bad. I'd probably like be redoing the shape over and over again, and then waste a whole bunch of time. Whereas I can just think about it, look up some references, and really imagine the girth and the length of the codpiece before actually putting the work in and then making something. So what you're saying, it'd take 95 minutes to think about changing the base of the danger sign. So build it in game. Hey, it should be wieldable. That's actually a good idea. You should be able to wield the danger sign. Wait, isn't there like a mod for that now? Like, didn't someone do that, or was it just like photoshopped? I think I saw like the danger sign being dual wielded. Yo, Zeth looks rad. Thanks. I don't have a webcam, but thank you. Ah. You'll bribe me to change the danger sign base. Well, You'll have to bribe. I think. Not sure who did it, but one of the other devs. Why is this so high? Oh wait, why is it symmetrical too? Oh, that symmetry. Your mesh as. I do 6 instead. All right, we can panel loops now. Man, this armor looks so much more complete with the codpiece. It just does. Like once you get past all the haha funny uh aspects of a codpiece, it actually looks pretty darn good. Oh, we still need to do the latching mechanism in the front. How about that? The tiny details that I forget that. Right, get to that in a sec. I want to finish up these trims first. GG Fallen Warrior, this is a high polygon sculpt. So this isn't actually going into the game as is. We're going to create a retopology or a polygon model, and then we'll put that into the game. How many polygons? Usually they end up around 5,000 tries. Either 5,000 tries or 5,000 quads for like a full suit. So that's a lot less than the multi-million polygons that this thing has. Hey, it's Laleith. Haven't seen you around in a while. How's it going? Do you still play Warframe? Does this codpiece come in Magnum size? Well, I mean, if eventually codpieces are going to be like procedural, right? So maybe you'll find a codpiece that comes in Magnum size. Just maybe. It'll be one of those rare pieces of loot that you get a sense of pride and satisfaction, sense of pride and accomplishment by finding. So I do look forward to the day you find that. How can you pull off a 5K poly retopo? I just do. I don't know. So Exanima is a isometric game, right? The models are about like this size on screen. When you're looking from above, so this is kind of like the view. So it isn't like a first-person FPS or anything. So, uh, yeah, you're not gonna need like as many polygons. How have I been? I've been great. I've been stuck in Malaysia for like the past year and a half because of COVID. I haven't really been stuck per se, but it's just like the safest option for me. And like all of the governments are kind of the world order has been thrown into chaos. So uh, I'm kind of waiting on the immigration department right now. I'm being helped out by my girlfriend, so see how things go. We're trying to get married, so that's why I've been in Malaysia all this time too. Wow, why is this so high? When is it not a dumpster fire? Yeah, Mother Nature is like, oh yeah, you wanna you wanna complain about how bad the years are? I'll give you something to complain about. I guess that's why like holidays like such as Thanksgiving are so important. Like remembering remembering the things that you're thankful for. That is a good thing to do. Like right now, I'm super thankful that I have a job that I can just work from the safety of my home, and I live in an area where I can like order food delivered to my doorstep. I mean, to be fair, I kind of knew from like a young age that the world is gonna go to shit eventually during my lifetime. So I wanted a job that I can just like work from home. They'd kind of speak that out. Like, didn't back in, I don't know, like really several decades ago, actually, maybe even a century ago, like scientists have been saying that the ocean's going to be depleted of like coral and life and everything by 2050. And we're already in 2020. So that means like my kids are screwed if I ever have kids. Yeah, I'll be having gray hairs when everything goes down. Yeah, where's that quote from? The newsroom. I don't, I don't think I actually read the newsroom or anything, but that's a very succinct quote. At least your kids will play SG. Yeah, we can like create a game that simulates how life used to be. It's like a quaint English countryside, green grass, water they can, water that's so clean they can drink from actually without irritating yourself. No mutants roaming the countryside, snatching up snatching up people from the shadows. No cannibalistic raiders. They'd be like, why did things have to go this way? Why did I have to be born in this era? We'll just stay plugged into the VR sui generis world. Right, what is left to do? Let's start merging things together, just so I know what is left to... Oh, okay. Well, there is this plume bit here. I kind of want to make a plume that can work now. So you guys can actually use this armor in the arena update. Should be coming soon after the EA update. That's when you'll be able to find and use this armor, hopefully. So I do need to make this compatible. I have to make this armor so that it works without cloth physics. Because we can do like some sort of like metallic, like some sort of metal plume. There are metal plumes that exist. I mean, we can just like keep it like this too. It honestly looks fine as is. But I do feel like we should add at least something here. Just leave the holder for the future. Yeah, I mean, we can just do that. It's probably fine to just leave the plume holder there. I feel like if I add anything more, the head is going to be a bit too complex. So yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just leave the plume holder in here. And then, yeah, hopefully sometime in the future, Matic will finally have time to add in like cloth physics for armor. And we'll get our nice plumes, our long pieces of draping armor and other draping bits of cloth. And maybe even cloaks. Although I heard that cloaks are kind of like a different matter altogether. So I wouldn't get your hopes too high for cloaks. Oh, I should add like the exclamation Discord as a command. I'm gonna write that down as a note for myself to do after the stream. Um, that. Um, I'll go get the link for you. Sec. There you go. Sorry for the Steam community bit on the end, but I just copied and pasted from the Steam discussions. Sure. Well, actually, I already posted the link there. Fine. I kind of only want to give out mod for like the actual mods, like in the BM Discord and also like the devs. So fucking close. I was like, yeah, sure. Actually, uh, oh, you know what this needs? This needs a mounting bracket for the holder. So let's go and make that. I'm gonna duplicate this. We'll select loops. There. 4. 1, 3, 4, 4. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I was thinking like, like I was thinking, yeah, I can mod you. But then I was like, well, if I mod you, like why don't I mod everyone else too? Like, Maohao has been here forever. Like, shouldn't he get a mod as well? I'm like, shoot, if I have to mod everyone, then I probably shouldn't mod everyone. I should just like mod the actual mods, the developers. Bloom? Magic Man asks, no plume yet, but we're going to leave the plume holder in for the future. Don't understand how that is compressible in the 4K. You'll see. I'm gonna do a retopologize of this. Retopology. Death. Isn't there like a very interesting character, an interesting gamer named Seth? All right, guys. 3 minutes to 4, so I'm probably gonna wrap up here. It's gonna be like 4 a.m. here in Malaysia. We're gonna be back to our 2-hour per stream schedule tomorrow, because I've finally caught up with all my slacking off over the holidays. Yeah, we'll finish up for next stream. We'll finish up the plume holder. Thinking about modding me for 94 seconds. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll do the plume holder. Do the rest of the details, and yeah, we'll just wrap up this armor. We'll try to see how far we can get by wrapping up the suit of armor, and then yeah. Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks to Maddock if you're still here, Maddock. I don't think he is, but yeah, it's awesome to have the lead dev drop in. And yeah, cheers. Later, guys. Catch y'all tomorrow.